Hello Capricorn and welcome to my channel GreenLion Goddess Tarot. This is your weekly reading for January the 10th through to the 16th. The Magician's already come out for you before I shuffled. It just came out and went so that's come out into position one, which is number one. So it's like, boom. We're looking at the element of fire here with the Magician card in this position. It's about what it is that you want to be doing, what it is that is going to be inspiring you, what it is that is motivating you, what sort of goals you are setting, what's driving you at this time. So the Magician energy is all about pure willpower and creation, about what it is that you want to bring in, drawing resources to you, being very creative about what sort of resources around you. It's the how, it's formulating a plan. How am I going to be doing this? So that's really going to be motivating you at this moment in time. And I feel like you might be starting something new. So it's kind of like, yeah, I've got this new idea or this new goal, this new motivation. And it's like, how am I going to do this? And working on that, you know, which people, what sort of money, how are you going to, what skills of your own can you put into it? So it's a very motivated energy. It's the start of something, understanding that you can actually do this. So that's actually something is now possible, which is actually a really great energy. So happy birthday, Capricorn. This reading is for January the 10th through to the 16th. The Magician came out so fast I couldn't introduce the reading. So happy birthday. We are in Capricorn season. So I hope that you are having a wonderful, blessed solar return, and that, yeah, that you're being made to feel loved and special if it's your birthday. And we'll see what's coming in. Mercury is going retrograde at the end of this week, and we're also feeling a very strong pull of Cancer, the Cancer full moon that's happening next week on January the 18th, 17th, 18th, depending on where you are in the world. And that is opposing Pluto, which is in your sign, Capricorn. And also Venus is in your sign. It's retrograde at the moment. So there's a lot going on inside your energy. So this reading, I'm going to be looking at the four elements: earth, air, water, and fire. And we've just pulled a card out for fire. So we're going to pull a card for the element of air, which is your thoughts, your ideas, what it is that you're working on in terms of developing those sort of ideas, and also who you're thinking about, what you're thinking about, how you're thinking about it, and communication. There's too many in there. I really feel like I need to reshuffle them. They didn't feel right. So let's pull a card for the element of air for Capricorn. So this Magician energy is good because it pretty much is feeling like you're doing something, and you're doing something with a purpose, and it's like the very start of like making it a practical plan here. So element of air, we have the Seven of Wands. Fantastic. So this is where you are getting stronger in the way you're communicating, or taking a position, taking a stance, and going, this is where I stand on this. This is how I feel it, but this is what I think about it. And these are my thoughts, my ideas, my argument. You've got a strong position here in terms of what it is that you're thinking and why, and you can defend that position. So this is where you can be very persuasive. You could be or someone around you, I feel like this is you. You can be very, very persuasive in convincing people. The Seven of Wands can just be that you're feeling like you're getting yourself in a much better position with some of the ideas or the organization of ideas that is happening in your world at this moment in time. So it's a good energy to come through. It can be defensive. So it may be that you might feel a little bit defensive, or it may come across that your communication can sound a bit defensive with the Seven of Wands. But ultimately it's because you've got something to defend. You know, you've got that idea, or you've got something about you that you are wanting to defend. And so it's a strong position. It's strong communication. It's very much you are. So if this is not you, this is somebody else that you are dealing with that is like this. But I actually really feel like this is you. And this is a good time if you want to put some sort of like proposal forward or some sort of idea forward and say, you know, put all the arguments in and the reasons why. That's a really good time to be kind of, convincing somebody to do something of some sort. Let's look at the element of water. So this is your emotions. This is how you're feeling. This is love and relationships. And this can also be your intuition. So we've got the Lovers. Okay, interesting. So there is there's a soulmate energy around you with this Lovers card coming in the element of water. So, but it also represents that there is some kind of choice or decision to be made, perhaps in the matters of love or heart. But it can also be your intuition coming in, because we've got that full moon in your opposite sign, Cancer, coming through, in that it can be kind of, you know, feeling like you're being pulled one way and pulled another way emotionally, and which way, you know, is your intuition edging you that way, but you might be feeling logically you're going this way, or your heart's pulling you this in two different directions perhaps. So it's interesting with this Lover's energy. I feel like there's a big choice to be made here, big decision around whether to trust this intuition or to trust the love, this decision that's coming through. So interesting with the Lovers card. I want to pull another card to just go with that quickly, just to get a little bit of clarity around that for you. But it does feel like, you know, the sun is shining. It does feel like that if this soulmate energy potentially is being very blessed here at this moment in time. The Nine of Wands, okay, so, but there's something around, something that's tiring you at this moment in time. It's like something that you've kind of you're ready to let go of some kind of struggle from the past. And this choice kind of represents letting go of that as well. So interesting. Okay, let's look at the element of Earth, which is your element, which is the material world we live in, resources, what you need for your security, stability. So it can represent home, it can represent money, it can represent work, it can represent health. So, and often that this element of Earth can be really connected, if it's connected to work, can be connected to this fire energy as well with the Magician. So magicians working on things, creating plans and formulating plans. So let's see what's happening in your element here. We've got the High Priestess. Okay, so this is where... yeah, interesting. I think that if you're living with somebody or there's somebody around, the High Priestess can represent somebody that is the most important person to you, or somebody that you truly love. So this person's around here in reality. So if you are, and next to the Lover's card, there is a sense of a choice about connecting to this energy or this person as well. So if this is someone new, if you're single, I feel like you're being presented with a soulmate energy, which actually could be somebody that intuitively you have been, synchronistically you are being connected to. And this could be somebody that's very important to you. So the universe is asking you to connect to this person, and you're kind of like, do I want to be doing this? So interesting. Also, the High Priestess represents your intuition. It represents... you know, trusting what those intuitive messages are around these kind of areas in your life, the home, the money, interestingly, yeah, work. This could be secrets could be being revealed around certain things to do with that. So if there's a secret affair, someone's having a secret affair at work or something, or someone's been doing something with money and there's a secret that's come out around that, or a secret at home. These sort of things can come out as well with the High Priestess. Something is being revealed to you that you didn't know. Now, it doesn't have to necessarily be anything like nasty or scary. It can just be that, you know, something that wasn't seen now is known and seen. So, people withhold information for all sorts of reasons. It doesn't have to necessarily be a bad one. But yeah, the High Priestess is an interesting one, because this is very much an energy of, like we were saying, that full moon in Cancer in your opposite sign is really trying to have an impact here. I feel like your energy is pretty strong at this moment. There's a bit of a push-pull between that. And that may change next week when we get closer to that energy. But the High Priestess, if you're in a relationship already and living with somebody, or that you are working with somebody that you're with, this is going to be a highlight. This is something that's going to kind of take a lot of your energy this week, that might even consume you. I do think that there is very much a sense of making some choices and decisions with this person as well. That could be coming in very, very, very strongly. So interesting. And if you are also, if you're just single and not looking for somebody, the High Priestess can just represent purely your intuition. You might have some very interesting, just intuitive insights. I get especially around the home, you know, like where you're living or where you want to live or how you want to rearrange the home in some way, and what you want to bring into the home. Also, you might get some very interesting dreams around that as well, Capricorn. So interesting. So let's pull a message from the higher realms from up above and see what the higher vibrational energy is coming through. There is a lot in this, but that actually does feel right. So I'm going to read it, but there's a lot here coming through for you. So let's start with moth and shark together, because yeah, I feel like moth and shark are together. I was just seeing, because cheetah and shark are kind of heading for each other, but that's kind of a different, this kind of, we put the lovers here, you know, two people making a decision. Look, they're coming super fast at each other, you know. This is coming straight. So I do feel like there's two people here. Okay, so we've got person number one. You can choose who you want to identify with, is the moth and the shark. Now, this is somebody that knows what they want. This is an energy of boom, I just get a sense and I get a yes, an instant yes. It's like, boom, I'm going there. And it's because this is coming from those higher realms. They're coming from the light of the moth. You know, the moth travels up to the light, those higher frequencies. It's coming down and then going and going, boom. So it's a sense that someone's getting very clear yes around a connection here, and will know, just a knowing, very much like there could even be healing related to this as well. But I just get a sense of, yeah, yep, doing it. This person, the other person that's coming in here with the cheetah and the earthworm, both heading towards each other, both facing each other, both very, very fast. The shark is, you know, once it decides what it wants, it's super fast. The cheetah is the fastest moving land animal. So, you know, both of them, once they decide that they want this, it's like, boom, we're going for it. Okay. So, but it's with the earthworm energy, which is kind of like saying they're still in early stages with something. This might actually be that something new is developing, whether this is actually for this person, this feels there's something very new in their life that they're still working on, and it's a very fertile, creative place. It may be starting off as something small, but it's potentially from small things, big things grow. And this is where I feel like this person potentially might not, they might think they're ready, but they might not be. So there might be more development that needs to occur here for whatever reason, or it might be something that off to the side, like that they need to be working on, that the universe is saying don't neglect that, whatever that is. So whilst this person is not focusing on that thing, I think the universe is wanting them to eventually really think about this. So yes, they're keen as well. They're very much like getting very much a yes, but I think there's something they're not considering here, or someone smaller. It could be a child as well. There's potentially someone that they're not necessarily thinking about. They're just kind of, hard on the sleeve, going for something. And it's like, I do feel like there's something here with this earthworm energy that needs it's kind of funny because this is coming from the element of air. The messages are coming from the element of air. This energy is the earth, and it's like something hasn't quite germinated and sprouted and ground down into a reality just yet. They're kind of going for something, but they don't really know if it's real or not yet. So it's kind of interesting. And this could be different parts of you. You know, it doesn't have to be two different people, but it does feel like you kind of, these two energies are heading in the same direction, but different levels of the energy behind it is very different, if that makes sense. So as like an overall energy, we're getting the camel, which is the element of fire. And this is very much saying, again, it's got the intuition coming in. The camel is a survivor. You know, it's very much an intuitive journey through the darkness and trusting your intuition with this. And it can bring a lot of joy. You know, this is a journey. That's what it's reminding you of, that this is a journey. This whole thing, even life in general, is a journey. And the journey that you're on at this moment that is calling you is very much one where you, I mean, interestingly, camel is the element of fire. And it's like, if you doubt that you don't have, if there's something missing, you know, if there's something missing on an emotional realm or something missing in terms of an intuitive message, the message here is don't doubt that, because with the magician energy, you've got the resources that you need, even though you might not feel like you have enough at this moment in time in terms of love, emotions, feelings, or just intuitive messages. You've been creative with what's around you, so you have what you need to move forward, and trust this journey, because it is a journey and it's a long journey as well. So this is just not a short thing. You're looking at the end game, you're looking at the longer term here, and to really trust what your intuition is saying about this. So I feel like that intuitive pull is just going to get stronger and stronger. So don't worry if that starts clouding some of these other energies here, because it will happen. But that's just part of what's happening with this full moon that's occurring in your opposite sign. So that's it, Capricorn. Thank you so much for joining me. Please like, subscribe, share, leave a comment. And if you haven't already checked it out, the 2022 yearly reading is available. So the link for that is in the description box below, and take care.